let me say this to all Nigerians that Mr. President have done well, but there are certain areas or ministries that really wanting to be searchlight upon.
NNPC is one.
Federal Road Maintenance Agency.
Almost the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs.
The policemen.
Bureau of Public Enterprises.
The FIRS. All of them supposed to make money, but most of them are making money to their pocket. So if this president, I don't think he can do anything because you have a company, you put your brother there. If your brother run your company down, will you kill him?
Numbers of unemployment in this country.
I'm Comrade Adene Sunday Adene.
So which of the agencies or ministry do you think the president should look into in terms of corruption?
Yes, there are a lot of agencies that the president should look into. Such as FEMA, Federal Road Maintenance Agency. They are not doing their work, so there is a need for that agency, or there is a need for that agency to be scrapped. Then also Bureau of Public Enterprises, they are not also doing their job. So there are very many of them that I can count on these two. They are not performing. So if you go around the Nigerian roads, they are liquidating. The roads are bad and they are not looking into it. So there is a need for the government to scrap the agencies.
Like we have NNPC, we have custom, we have aviation, all those sectors supposed to. Then we have FIRS. All these sectors I mentioned, all of them supposed to make money, but most of them are making money to their pocket. So if this president, I don't think he can do anything because you have a company, you put your brother there. If your brother run your company down, will you kill him? You can't kill him. There's nothing you can do. So Buhari can do but nothing to anybody that is corrupt or embezzle themselves with the money of the whole country that's supposed to generate. So he can do nothing. Look at the Malami or whatever his name is, that is supposed to be a man of sin. And look at the dirty things he's passing. Look at the so-called Ribadu. Look at the oil sector. Now, tell me, which sector do you want to talk about? It's because you put your own person there. You can hardly intimidate or do anything to harm me, because if you do him wrong, you come back to tell his father, Daddy, my brother is beating me because this. So that is the way. But if he's so prudent enough, I see no reason why he cannot go outside. Look for people of character, people that merited it, not by party's sake, and then put in there and let them do the work and let him have the glory.
Okay, this time this EFCC is a one that the federal government should look into. They should put more light into it. Let's see what is happening. I think that's what will give the sanity to the government. If they can work out synergy that is going to work. Are you getting me? And they put people there who do the work and give them resources. I think the government will have kudos to that.
So which other ministry do you think he should focus more again?
The other ministry is this like labor, where they will provide more jobs for Nigerians. I think that's another area they should focus for. That 774,000 Nigerians they want to employ, they should go ahead and do it. I learned that federal government Buhari back Kiyamu up to go ahead without the senators. It's good if they can provide that. Nigeria will be better.
First and foremost, let me commend Mr. President, because he came in on the mantra of fighting corruption, insecurity and good governance. I know well right from time what he inherited, but let me say this to all Nigerians that Mr. President have done well, but there are certain areas or ministries that really want him to be searchlight upon. First and foremost, the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, led by Sadia Umar Farouk. There's a problem of lack of transparency in her spending, and at the same time, lack of transparency in the areas of assignments, roles of which that ministry is assigned for. In terms of when I mention spending, she has to be really transparent in terms of disbursements and distribution of palliatives and all that, because there are a lot of complaints from across section of the country concerning distribution of palliatives. So, and if President does not put that into consideration by carrying out something like, I would say, forensic audit of that particular department, Nigerians will cast aspersion on Mr. President that is not doing well. So I advise him to look at that ministry. It's very, very important.
Okay. Which other ministry again will you?
I would like also, Mr. President, to look at the NDDC, Niger Delta Development Corporation, because of the fracas between Godswill Akpabio and Joy Nunez.
Okay, it's the issue of like the policemen. Because most of our policemen, they do their things, they don't really, just as if most of them act like they are not experts. So I really want Mr. President, they should try and equip the policemen. They have so many gadgets they can use. As a police officer, if you are going for investigation or other thing, they are smart and there are spy cameras. There are spy cameras they can use. Maybe if they are going for interview or going for anything, they have something like spy camera they can just hold.
NNPC is one. NNPC. I mentioned NNPC, custom. Well, they say they have one joint account like that. Is it not well to put in the account? The account will relate. What of the one you do not put in the account? If custom say, okay, we are not embezzling money, but what of, is it not the one they generate and put in the account that will be there? What of the one they corner? So every area is corrupt, my brother. Every area is corrupt. It's the only that is that the area that make much money make more, do more corruption. So you understand? That's the thing.
Okay. So which of the ministries or agency or NDA do you think that's not performing well?
Corruption. I want to say, because Buhari come to this platform that he want to fight corruption, and I discovered that corruption in this country, he himself particularly is not fighting corruption. I don't know what he say about it, because he see how corruption be in Nigeria. So that if I say corruption, honestly, Buhari, if you say want to fight corruption, if you start from his home, that they say charity begin at home. If I want to fight corruption in my house, I will deal with myself before I will accuse every person. That if Buhari himself knew that they want to fight corruption, that people that put around him, surrounding him, he should start example from there. For example, like Mago himself, see what he have done to this country by fighting corruption, and see what we are hearing from news. In fact, I look at myself, why that am I coming out from this country? I'm not supposed to be in Nigeria. I look at from the head to the toe of this country, all of them, they are corrupt. I will not say Buhari is a playman, but I don't really know what is going on in this country. You say want to fight corruption and people around here will not allow you to fight corruption, you will have resigned if you know that they will not be able to fight corruption.
There is no specific agency that is...
The one that is small, you think that is small, that is not doing really well?
For me, I'll say almost all of them are not really doing well. Because some are doing well, but almost all are not doing. In why I would say almost all, because the ones that are doing well, they are just few.
Like now, which one can you tell me one of them you think that's not, or to you, you're not comfortable with the way they're operating?
Okay, let's say actually I'll say most I can't really start picking hair. But we all Nigerians, we know what's going on. Most of the agencies, they are not doing what they are supposed to do.
So can you point as any of them. Just one.
No, I can't point one.
Numbers of unemployment in this country.
Nigerians stick on what they want.